Hi, everybody. I'm just back from a walk in my favorite park that is within 15, maybe 18 minutes drive from my back door. And I'm so lucky to have this beautiful park. And, it's not even October yet, and the color is amazing. Um, since I've not been doing much aerobics since the pandemic and I'm not at the gym, I discovered that I could go in the opposite direction from where I go when I would walk with friends. And there are two wonderful hills to really get the heart pumping, feels so great. And at the top of each of these hills is a postcard picture. I mean, it's just gorgeous, most beautiful scenery, and so close to home. I don't have to take a plane ride somewhere for gorgeous scenery. And I think that's really overlooked. It was certainly overlooked in my life. So I'm going to spend this short video talking about how nature, I see it as, I don't want to say a healing force, because it has to do, of course, with where our mind is. But I know when I'm out in nature, it's just such a big breath of fresh air. And I don't want this to sound like a doing, because, I don't give advice hardly at all. But this is one area I feel comfortable in recommending, that you get out, find a really beautiful space for yourself to clear your mind. And of course, your mind is not going to be clear because stuff is constantly running through it. But you're not thinking about anything in particular, and it's so great to see what comes to you. You just never know what the next thing is going to be. And I had a few realizations tonight. One is, how there's this new thinking about being in the now. And Sid spoke about that too, that being in the now is the most powerful place to be. What I believe he meant is not being in the past and regretting past deeds and the past deeds that other people have supposedly done to you, and not being in the future as far as worry goes. So I just want to make a little distinction here. Worry feels heavy and burdensome, and it's filled with concern. Whereas some future thinking is fine, because you're in the present moment thinking about the future, like making a plan. It doesn't have to be a plan for a big trip. It could be a plan for, gee, what am I going to have for dinner? That's gentle. That's carefree. There's absolutely nothing wrong with thinking about what you're going to do in the next hour or two. I think, people can get really stressed concerning themselves that they're not in the present moment, and when I'm walking in nature, it pulls me into the present moment, because I'll notice this incredible scene. I'll notice the shape of a tree. I'll notice the root system of a tree. I saw what looked like, I took a picture of this. If you're on Instagram, you have to check it out. Lori.3principles on Instagram. As I'm walking up to this tree, which was dead, but still standing. So it was this amazing skeleton, the branches and twigs, and at the top of the trunk was this bright orange, and the sun was setting directly on the other side. But I thought, well, how would the sun reflect on this tree limb, um, trunk rather, this tree trunk? So I walked closer, and the closer I got, I realized that it was an ivy that had climbed up to the top, and at the top, it was these magnificent red colors. So, it shows you how the tricks of the mind, that in my mind, I'm thinking, now, wait a minute, this seems really mysterious that the sun, is that the sun reflection? So, it's like having fun with your mind and what your mind pops up for you, because that personal mind is powered by big mind. I mean, that's just blows my mind when it comes down to it, that we have that kind of power to be able to think anything. And half the time, or really all the time, we never know what the next thought is going to bring. And, Sid's sentence, phrase about we're always one thought away from a better feeling, and we're always one thought away from a sad feeling too. So if you see how that works, you see it in your own life, you see like, oh, wow, I'm feeling better. And you realize that that better feeling got generated by this thought that occurred to you. So it becomes so interesting to see how your own mind works in reality, in life. That's the best teacher. Nature is the best teacher. So, and something else came to me that I'm running out of time for it to be called a short video. So I'm going to make another one right after this about comparisons. Okay, so stay tuned.